I've enjoyed looking at the many ports of particular games, and in today's video I'm looking at the 1984 Atari 8-bit classic Dropzone, programmed by Archer Maclean, and I'm going to be sharing with you the many different ports of this game as well as its sequel Super Dropzone. And I just love doing this. I like looking at the different ports of games and seeing the little minor differences, as well as sharing a place where you may not think you may find this game. So sit back, relax, here we go. First up is the Atari 8-bit version, the one that my good friend introduced to me, and boy, it's a classic. And as you can see, this is borrowing a lot from the arcade classic Defender, but it's a little bit different. You're collecting, I do believe, scientists, and you have to bring them back to this base. And you know, it's awesome. It's so much fun. It's got great sound, great gameplay, and you know, there's many different versions of this game. I didn't know that. Did some research and want to share the different versions with you in this video. There's 99 levels, I do believe, or waves in this version of the game, and it's a great classic. And if you haven't, go back and play the original. It's always fun to go back to the original and play that version and then see the different versions out there. Next is the Commodore 64 version, which the original programmer did port over. And so, you know, I know that there's many Commodore 64 fans out there, and this is a great one. And it's just got great fast gameplay, and you know, you move around avoiding several adversaries, some of them from Defender, others from different games, and unique ones as well. This is a classic, you know, a computer classic for sure, whether you play it on the C64 or the Atari 8-bit. Both versions are really good. I'm not here to say which one's better. You're going to have your preferences. But, you know, I really enjoy this game, and I think it gets kind of overlooked as just being like a Defender clone. I think it's more than that, and there's so many different versions of it as well. Just fun. Fun to see the different versions. There's even a Game Boy one. I don't think we got it here in the States, but this was released overseas, and this is a good version of it. I enjoyed this one. You know, it's kind of scaled in a little bit, but still extremely playable and has all the aspects of the original that make it worthwhile to go back and play. And so I know there's a lot of Game Boy fans out there, and this is one I need to still track down, as you know, these are fun. I could totally see myself getting into this and playing it. And so gosh, Dropzone is just no matter what version you play, I think it's great on whatever platform you play it on, because there's so many good ports of it. And so, you know, Game Boy might be a little bit more accessible to some, as it was extremely popular, and you know, there's lots of different ways of playing games on your Game Boy. Well, maybe Dropzone on the NES is the first version that you played, and this is a good one. It's pretty fast. Now, this was offered overseas. We didn't get it here in the States, but wow, you know, this is a good version of it as well. You know, some people may prefer to play on the classic NES, as you know, that was for many people their first console. And what I like about it is the differences, the little minute differences, whether it's gameplay tweaks or graphics on each port. You know, it gives it unique characteristics. That's what I enjoy about going back and revisiting different ports, as you can see these differences, and it does make a difference sometimes in gameplay. I prefer a wider play field when playing this game, even though the portable versions are zoomed in a bit. I think there's a benefit of seeing more of what's coming on the left and right sides of the screen. Here's the Game Gear version. And the Game Gear version looks great. Man, that looks awesome. I would love to have seen a Sega Master System version of this, but we did get it on Game Gear. Again, not here in the States. Many of these ports will only offer overseas, except one for sure. Actually, two. Two of the console and handheld versions. But, you know, the original C64 and you know, the Atari 8-bit ones, I do believe, were offered here. So this is the Game Gear one. The main character looks very different. But yeah, I like what they did with the graphics here, and going around saving these scientists, and you get a bonus for how many you save, and you have smart bombs and some other weapons. But yeah, this is pretty good. But I didn't even know this came out in Game Gear until I did some research. So, gosh, there's so much out there. If you do your research, you can find out there's some amazing ports of games maybe you didn't know about. Here is the Game Boy Color version, and I think for the handheld ones, this might be my favorite, as it has a perfect balance of great color, great, you can see on the left and right, the play field, it gives you some variations. I do think I like this one better than the Game Boy original one, as I think it's more true to the original. But yeah, this is good. And, these are the types of games that I really like to go back and play. These arcade-style games, pick up and play. This is what I have time for right now. So, this is one I didn't know about as well. I knew that there was a Game Boy one, but I didn't know about the Game Boy Color one. And I'm glad I checked it out, as I think this is one of my more favorite versions. Now, there was a sequel called Super Dropzone, and it adds more weapons, even boss fights, for people that are looking for maybe a game they haven't played on the Super Nintendo. Another one we didn't get here in the States, as it was released only overseas for the Super Nintendo. So it's kind of cool to check out, these region-specific games that maybe you didn't know were around. The boss fights are pretty fun, lots of detail, and I think this is going to be something for people to check out, especially if you're a Defender fan. Maybe you're a Defender fan and didn't know about Dropzone or Super Dropzone. These are fun to go back and revisit. I really think the boss fights really add an additional element to this type of game to make it a lot of fun. Each level has a different boss fight, and so it's kind of cool to check them out. Now, here is the Game Boy Advance version, and as you can see, the playfield is scaled in a bit. To me, that makes it a little bit harder to play because it's harder to see what's coming left and right. Now, this version did come to the States. I do believe it's one of the only ones of the later releases that did come to the States for sure. And so, wanted to show that. And so, it's a fun game. It's definitely something I recommend people to check out if you like these types of games. As, I know there's a lot of arcade fans out there, people that like those arcade-style games. And this was definitely quite a bit of a challenge to play. There's several levels. I don't know exactly how many levels are in Super Dropzone. I know the original had 99 levels, but in the comments below, let me know how many levels are in Super Dropzone. How many boss fights? Now, there was a port of the Super Dropzone to the PlayStation 1, and this might be my favorite version of Super Dropzone because of the playfield is so much easier to navigate than look around. Gameplay, the gameplay mechanic is a little bit more accurate, and so I like this version of the game. I thought it was well done, and one, if I'm going to play Super Dropzone, I'm probably going to go play it on the PlayStation 1. So yes, there's many different ports out there, and I can't believe there were so many different versions of this game. It was fun to go back and play all the different versions and see the unique differences. That's one of the enemies right there, that cloud. That cloud's pretty difficult as it shoots down like lightning and can get pretty challenging in later levels. So yeah, but wait, there's more. Maybe you like hidden games, and in Jimmy White's 2 Cue Ball, which is a PlayStation release, as well as Windows and Dreamcast, you go to the pool room, and there it is. It's the Commodore 64 version of this game, available to play as like an arcade style game. And so it's kind of cool that they included that right here, and you can play the C64 version of Dropzone. I do believe it's a C64 version, and pretty awesome that they offered that on this. The game itself is not, the cue ball game is not that great, but kind of cool that they put a hidden gem, game on within a game in here, and it plays great, looks great. So awesome to see that. In the comments below, I want you to share your memories of this game if you played it. So, what is your favorite version of this game? Is this new to you? Did you know about this game? In the comments below, let me know. And I want to thank everybody for coming to my channel and watching this video. If you haven't already, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.